enjoying your own company really is just like the key to life. So Miles is out of town for a few days. And if you know a little bit about me, you may know that I love my alone time. It's literally the reason this channel is called Tessa Time, because people in my life know that I love alone time so much that they literally gave it a name, called it Tessa Time. And if I'm ever acting strange, people know. You need some Tessa time, don't you? So I'm definitely not afraid of a few solo days. When I'm home alone or when I'm by myself, I treat it literally like I'm on a date with myself. How am I gonna wine and dine myself? How am I gonna make myself happy? And like, given my current mood, given my current goals, what can I do for myself to make my day like the best day ever? And I have some ideas for the next few days. I really want to get out and explore. Miles and I obviously do a lot of exploring together, which I love. But I do think it's important to get out, to see your surroundings, and to just like see where the day takes you when you're by yourself. I also really want to try and get out of my reading slump. I haven't read a book. I think I've only read one book this year, and it was at the very start of the year. And that just disappoints me so much because I was really on a roll last year. So over these next few days, when it's just me holding myself accountable, like I really want to try and get back into that. I want to take another stab at my sourdough bagels. Last time was my first attempt, and they actually turned out pretty good. But during the process of making them, I found myself getting very frustrated because the shaping was harder than I thought it was gonna be. So this time I just wanna take my time with it. I wanna enjoy the process. And I just wanna see if I can make it more of an enjoyable experience this time. And then honestly, I just wanna focus on some self-care. If you ask me the best thing you can do on a solo date night or on some solo days, the best thing you can do is pamper yourself. So that's what the next few days are gonna look like. And right now I'm gonna hit 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna explore, and I think I'm gonna go to a bookstore. I wanna discover a book like the original way. I wanna pretend that I'm in like a Barnes and Noble in middle school, and I wanna peruse the shelves. I wanna read the back, and I'm just gonna pick one that feels like intrinsically interesting to me. Like hopefully if I just let the selection speak to me, this will help me pick a book that will get me out of my slump. So I'm gonna go with The Housemaid. This is drama, and let's be real, that's all I'm looking for. And since I'm out, I decided to pick up like some treats for myself for later today. But instead of going to our local market to get stuff, I figured I would go to this place. It's called Goddess and the Grocer, I think. A lot of people have told me about it. And I think they have like unique little spreads and stuff like that. And I think it would just be more fun to get my snacks from there. And it'll also just be more fun to explore. So I'm gonna go over there. Made it back just in time to catch Arthur at his peep. I fed him this morning, so now he is ready to be turned into bagel dough. Kneading dough with a hand mixer is really not ideal. My hand mixer actually overheated and stopped working before the dough got to the point that it's supposed to. You're supposed to be able to do the window pane test where you pull it, and if it's able to stretch thin enough to like see through it but it doesn't break, that's how you know the dough is done. But my mixer broke before I got to that point. And so then I continued kneading just by hand, but it still wasn't getting to the point that it needed to be. And then I got bored. So we'll see how the dough turns out. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, now I am well into my first solo day. But now I want to chat, like, how do you guys feel about being alone? I feel like some people hate it and avoid it at all costs and will like pack their schedule to make sure they don't have any time alone. Other people like me maybe like it a little too much, maybe are a little too introverted. But although maybe I do like it a little too much, I think enjoying being alone and like enjoying your own company really is just like the key to life. I've said this once, I'll say it again. You are the only person that you live your entire life with. Obviously, we have our family that we hope we can spend as much time as we can with. We have our friends that we hope are lifelong friends. We hope one day to find our husbands and our wives that will be like our partners through life. But at the end of the day, like, you are the only person that lives every single day with you. So making sure to foster that relationship is just as important as fostering the relationship with your family or your friends or your partner. Like, we all understand that in order to have good friendships or good relationships, relationships that we need to put in time and we need to put in effort. But then when it comes to having a good relationship with ourselves, we kind of just like assume it's going to be one. Like we don't think about putting effort in the same way, but you still need to put in effort to make it a good relationship. And I'll take it one step further. I think that the only way you really can have good external relationships is if you do have a good internal one. I say what I'm about to say all the time, and some people really get it. And sometimes people think that I'm like giving the most backhanded insult ever. But I truly feel like when I'm with Miles, I feel as good and as happy and as content as I do when I'm alone. Now, some people, when I say that, they're like, oh my God, when you're with your partner, you feel like you're by yourself. Like that's bad. But I'm like, no, what I mean is that I found someone that links up with me like on such, we like match up on all the core values, and we match up on like lifestyle, and we match up so well that when I'm with him, I feel like as comfortable and as free to be myself as when I'm literally by myself. And honestly, even though that sounds like an insult, it's not. And I think that's what we all should be looking for. But you're only gonna know what to look for unless you are by yourself and you see like, what am I like when no one's watching? What are the types of activities that genuinely make me happy? Like down to the little things, like what time of day do I find myself liking? What type of food do I like to eat? Am I super active or am I super lazy? Like when the only person you have to impress is yourself, what happens? And if you ask me, now I'm clearly on a soapbox and I apologize, but if you ask me what I think like true happiness and true fulfillment is, I think it's literally like understanding the accurate picture of yourself, like the accurate responses to those questions, not just what you want the answers to be, but what they actually are, and either accepting yourself for those answers and being proud of those answers, or putting in the effort to change those behaviors, which eventually changes those answers like authentically. So like when I'm by myself, I'm calm, I'm a baker, I'm thoughtful, I'm engaging with stories, whether that's in books or in TV. Like I love stories. It's like my favorite thing. But like just as friends change, as time passes, or family members might change and go into different phases of life, just like they are growing and evolving, so are you. So even if you have an idea of who you are at your core, you need to check in on that. Who you were at your core 6 months ago could be slightly different from who you are right now. So when I have the chance to like truly be alone, even if it's only for a few days, like I've only got 2 nights, I'm gonna take the time and I'm gonna seize the opportunity to check in on myself. This turned into a bit of a rant that I didn't anticipate, but at least you can see from this rant that I do find it extremely important. It's a while later, I have wine, and it's now time to prepare my snack plate. But as usual, I bought the weirdest assortment of things that you could find. And I'm gonna do one of my favorite things, which is testing the different combinations of the weirdest things I could find. It's one of my favorite things to do. First, I saw these Pop Daddy pretzels. They had all different kinds of flavors, but the smoked Gouda intrigued me. Something about this bag just makes me think these are gonna be incredible. Yeah, wow, I know it's smoked Gouda, but that is really, it's not just a cheese flavoring, that is a Gouda flavoring. That's amazing. Then I saw this Toom garlic dip, and it said next to it that it was a staff favorite. I don't know who works there, but I'm sure they know what they're talking about. I'm first gonna try with a regular pita. Is that too much? Whoa, that's a little crazy. But you know what's crazier? Smoked Gouda with the garlic dip. They're fighting, they're competing. Who will come out on top? I still don't know. Next, I saw this goat cheese, which I almost overlooked, but then I read it. Goat cheese with lavender and fennel pollen. Like, that's the most unnecessary mixture of ingredients I've ever seen. Why is it so fancy? I don't know, but I need it. Going with a plain pita just so I can see what this is about. Whoa. The lavender with the fennel makes this cheese, which is a pretty heavy cheese, it makes it so light and so fresh. This is my favorite thing so far. Then the last thing is something that if you've been following along, you'll know that recently I've become pretty obsessed with cardamom buns. Sourdough cardamom buns, they're amazing. And then I saw this orange cardamom salami. Like, that's insane. Whoa. There's also red chili flakes. I was like, these are spicy. This is the most intricately flavored salami I've ever had. This is definitely not gonna go with anything that I have. Plain pita chip, lavender fennel cheese, cardamom orange salami. It doesn't not work. Like, that bite wasn't wrong, that bite wasn't bad. But I do think that the bite of just salami and the bite of just the goat cheese, it was better apart, but it doesn't not work. So yeah, now I'm gonna create a little plate. I'm gonna sit in front of the TV with my wine. I'm gonna watch Vampire Diaries, which I am fully obsessed. I just started season 2. Season 2, I mean, every single episode is crazy, but season 2, I'm only like 3 episodes in. They've gone fully off the rails. I appreciate it so deeply. So snack plate, some TV. Then I need to figure out what I want for dinner. I'll probably just order something, but this is what I call whining and dining yourself. You gotta do this. We've got 4 with everything bagel seasoning, 2 with just poppy seeds, and then 2 with just sesame seeds. I did an egg wash this time because the last time I just dipped the wet bagels in the seasonings, and that's what the recipe said to do. But when I did that, all of the toppings fell completely off after I baked them. So I'm hoping that the egg wash helps these toppings stay on a little better. All right, good luck. Look at these babies. These turned out so good. They definitely browned a little more than they did last time because of the egg wash, but I need advice. If you guys have ever made bagels at home, I need to know, how do you get the toppings to stay on? Because look at this. Let me know if you have any tips for, like adhering the toppings. The everything bagel, that's staying on a little better. The poppy seed is staying on a little better, but see, it's still kind of coming off, but that's okay. But it's really these that are just really falling off. Like, by the time I cut this and stick this in the toaster, I think all of them are going to be off. But regardless, these are amazing. I'm so happy for how I've been spending my time in these past few days. I feel like I've been like productive, but also like calmly productive. Like, I've been filling my time and I've been achieving things all with like very relaxing activities. Also this morning, I noticed that The Housemaid is the movie that they're making with Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney. I didn't put that together, and now I'm so much more excited. I love being able to interact with stories in like more than one way, like being able to read a book and watch something. And I may have a slightly controversial take on the whole, like, do you watch the movie first or do you read the book first dilemma? Because I feel like most people say that you should read the book first because you want like a blank slate when you're reading. You want to be able to imagine everything before like someone else puts their imagination onto it and like create something visual. You want to be able to visualize your own stuff, and I get that. But I also love movies and TV. Like, I'm a TV person. I work in TV, and sometimes not only does the book obviously spoil things for the movie and the TV show, but also like books are obviously way more detailed than a TV show or a movie is ever going to be. Like, if something is both a book and a movie or TV show, the book is always going to have more details. So if you read the book before watching the TV show or the movie and the TV show are always going to feel lacking. No matter how well done it is, no matter how like they stick to the book like scene by scene, it's always going to feel less in depth. And so every time that I've read a book and then watched the movie or TV show, I've walked away from the visual component of it feeling like I didn't like it. So weirdly, I feel like TV show or movie and then book is kind of the way to go, because then the book kind of becomes like ancillary content. Like, if you love the movie, you love the characters, you love the storyline, then you get to read the book and go more in depth with characters and a storyline that you already love. And so it's almost like if there was a TV show and then they like put out a bonus episode, like you get more of the thing that you love. So I don't know. But yeah, now I think I'm going to have a little bit of a self-care night. Not that last night wasn't also just self-care, but I think I want to go all in and like take a bath. Maybe I'll do some skincare, like really go all in with it. And then tomorrow morning, bagels. Look at that. So thus concludes my solo days. Miles returns today and I'm ready for him to return. But the past few days have been so good. Sometimes all you need is a few solo days to just like rebalance yourself. I think working towards enjoying your own company is so important. Let me tell you, I love my own company. Me loves hanging out with me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know, when's the last time you have gone on a date with yourself? And what did you do? Did you stay in? Did you go out? Like, what does your dream solo day look like? But as always, I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you're having a good week. And I'll see you guys next time.